What's up, guys? D-Rock1992 here. For this next video, I'm going to be doing the second part of my About video on Robert De Niro. So I left off in the new millennium. Robert De Niro's done a lot of movies in this millennium, so I'm going to highlight them for you right now. In 2000, he stars in... He has a good year in 2000. He stars in a film that not a lot of people, I think, expected him to star in, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle. He's a supporting character in the movie. Rocky and Bullwinkle, of course, is old cartoon characters, and he plays this guy named the Fearless Leader. And it's weird. I mean, you just wouldn't think of a guy of Robert De Niro's stature in this movie. I don't think it did very well, anyway, at the box office. And, I mean, critically. He also stars in a movie called Men of Honor. In this movie, he stars with Cuba Gooding Jr. And it's about, it's actually about the Navy and all that. It is about the, life in the U.S. Navy, kind of. I'm not going to get too much into it because I haven't seen the movie. One movie that really reinforces De Niro's comedic style, comedic chops, is actually 2000. In 2000, he stars in Meet the Parents. I talked about this with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. He stars in this with Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller's in the movie. Terry Polo, Blythe Danner, Owen Wilson are some of the people in the movie. It's about a male nurse, played by Ben Stiller, who is going to be marrying a woman played by Terry Polo, but the father is a former CIA man or something like that. And he's very suspicious of Ben Stiller's character. Doesn't get off on the right foot with him. But Meet the Parents, it was a success, definitely. It really was. 2001, De Niro comes out with the movie The Score. He stars in this with Robert De Niro. And this movie's notable because Marlon Brando stars in it. And it was Marlon Brando's last movie ever that he did. And a couple of years later, he passed away. But Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, Angela Bassett, and Marlon Brando. And it was... I mean, it's an underrated film, definitely. It's one I don't think... Even people who know a lot about De Niro, this isn't one of the first films they'll mention. I actually did get to watch this. I watched it a while back, and I liked it. It was a good movie. De Niro did good in his role, and Edward Norton did good in his role. Actually, there are two sequels to Meet the Parents. Meet the Fockers in 2004, where they meet, where all the characters return, and then De Niro and De Niro's character and his family meet Ben Stiller's character's family, who are played. The mother is played by Barbara Streisand, and the father is played by Dustin Hoffman. Hoffman and De Niro collaborate again. And then there was a third movie in that series, 2010's Little Fockers, which actually was not well received. Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers were definitely... I've watched Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers. I haven't seen Little Fockers, but I have heard that it was a bad movie. 2004, he lends his voice to the animated movie Shark Tale. I talked about this one with Will Smith. Renee Zellweger also in it. Angelina Jolie. But Shark Tale one of his first forays into voiceover work. His first, actually. So showing that he can do something else besides what he normally does. And the comedy, obviously, proving he can do that. You know, in the 2000s, there were definitely duds of movies that he was in. Movies that didn't get great critical praise, but also movies that did get good critical praise. You know, his reputation now, his reputation lately is he's a guy who picks and chooses his role. He picks any role, really. He phones in his performances. I mean, I refuse to believe that. I think he legitimately tries to act in every movie he's in, you know? But as for picking the right roles, maybe he's gotten a little worse in doing that. Maybe. But you can't deny he's still a great actor. 2008, he stars in the movie Righteous Kill. It's another collaboration between him and Al Pacino. But unlike Heat, this movie was not critically well received. 2010, he stars in the movie Machete. Machete's a good film anyway. An action film directed by Robert Rodriguez. It is a very good, a very violent, very bloody action film. Excuse me, Gesundheit. But anyway, he's a supporting character in the film. Danny Trejo is the lead guy. Jessica Alba, Michelle Rodriguez, Steven Seagal, Lindsay Lohan's in the film. Cheech Marin. So this was a supporting role for De Niro. In 2011, he stars in the movie Limitless. This is a movie he starred in with Bradley Cooper. And I saw this movie in theaters a long time ago. I haven't seen it since. But Bradley Cooper's character gets more intelligent by ingesting a pill. That's the basic premise of the movie. New Year's Eve in 2011. New Year's Eve, very badly critically reviewed. But he has a supporting role in the film. He's in one of the sketches. New Year's Eve's a whole collection of sketches and a whole collection of different movies, like mini movies in one. And De Niro was in one of those mini movies. 2012, he stars in the critical smash hit Silver Linings Playbook. It's very critically received. Definitely. I've never seen the movie, but I've heard good things about it. Very positive things about it. Silver Linings Playbook stars Robert De Niro, is in the movie. Bradley Cooper, another collaboration with Cooper. Jennifer Lawrence. It's a very successful film, and Academy Awards all over. Jennifer Lawrence wins the Academy Award for Best Actress. I highlighted that in my Jennifer Lawrence About video. I've done a video on her. But yeah, Silver Linings Playbook, a big success for De Niro. In 2013, he was in a lot of movies in 2015. The Big Wedding. It had an all-star cast. Katherine Heigl, Diane Keaton, Amanda Seyfried, Topher Grace, Susan Sarandon, Robin Williams. And the movie flopped tremendously. I've heard bad things about it. 2013 also, he was in this little film called Killing Season with John Travolta. I think this was another movie that was critically derided by critics. Also in 2013, he stars in The Family, which is kind of a crime comedy film. It's him and Michelle Pfeiffer, Tommy Lee Jones in the movie as well. And this movie didn't do very well critically. It's about, actually, that movie's about how they're in, him and the family. Michelle Pfeiffer plays De Niro's wife, De Niro's character's wife. De Niro and Pfeiffer's characters and their family are in the witness protection program. And that's really what I know about it. Las Vegas came out in 2013. It's about old guys going to Las Vegas. Actually, my mom saw that in the theaters. I never did see it, but old guys going to Vegas. Michael Douglas, legendary actor, Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Kline. And it got pretty decent reviews. American Hustle in 2013. He had an uncredited role, actually, in the movie. It is actually another movie with Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, and those guys. I mean, Bradley Cooper in the movie, Jennifer Lawrence, Jeremy Renner, Christian Bale. American Hustle, a big-time movie, big-time success. De Niro only, Amy Adams as well. De Niro only had a very small role, uncredited. And then the last movie he was in was Grudge Match in 2013. I really enjoyed Grudge Match. I'm not going to do a review on it because not very many people, I think, knew about the film. But Grudge Match had him, Sylvester Stallone, Alan Arkin, Kevin Hart, Kim Basinger. And I liked the film a lot. I really did. It did not get good reviews. You might as well call it Rocky 7, but it was a good rip-off of Rocky. That's basically my summarization of Grudge Match. A good rip-off of Rocky. Last year, he actually was only in one movie. And I actually saw it. You know, believe it or not, it's an independent film. I actually did see it. I don't see a lot of independent films. The Bagman. I saw that with some of my friends, with my family and our family friends, and I thought it was good. I thought it was a nice little independent film. John Cusack is in the movie. Crispin Glover, Robert De Niro. I think it did not get good reviews. 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, movies coming up in De Niro's filmography. He's going to be in a few movies this year. Coming out, scheduled to come out in 2015, scheduled actually to come out this year is a movie called Bus 657, which is a heist thriller film. It has Robert De Niro, Kate Bosworth, Dave Bautista, and a guy named Jeffrey Dean Morgan. The plot reads like this. A casino card dealer with a past, who puts a crew together to rob a bank and hijack a city bus as collateral. The film centers on a father without the means to pay for his daughter's medical treatment. As a last result, he partners with a greedy co-worker to rob a casino, and the two hijack a bus full of hostages, and things go awry. This seems like a film De Niro would do very well in. So, I'm anxious to see how that goes. Another movie he's going to be coming out with this year is The Intern. It's him and Anne Hathaway. And him, Anne Hathaway, Rene Russo's in it. Snoop Dogg's in it. Wow, Snoop Dogg's been in a few movies. But Snoop Dogg actually will be in it. So the plot of the film reads like this. Jules Austin, or however you pronounce the last name, Anne Hathaway plays her, founder of a fashion-based e-commerce company, agrees to a community outreach program where a senior Ben Whitaker, who's played by Robert De Niro, will intern at the firm. It seems like it would be a pretty funny film. And you can look for that film. That film is coming out September 25th of this year. Next film I'm gonna talk about, Hands of Stone. That movie is coming out October 30th in wide release, October 30th of this year. Robert De Niro is the main character. The summary follows the life of Roberto Duran, who made his professional debut in 1968 as a 16-year-old and retired in 2002 at age 50. In June 1980, he defeated Sugar Ray Leonard to capture the WBC welterweight title, but shocked the boxing world by returning to his corner in the November rematch, saying "no más," which means no more in Spanish. And looks like an interesting movie. It looks like a Raging Bull type of movie. Definitely, he played a boxer in Raging Bull. Actually, I think he'll play probably like a supporting figure in the movie, kind of. But in this movie, Usher, the R&B singer, Usher's actually going to be in the movie, and Ellen Barkin as well. I've heard of her, but yeah, look for that movie out October 30th. Dirty Grandpa is coming out this year. Or actually next year. It's coming out August 12th of 2016. Don't mistake Dirty Grandpa for Bad Grandpa, the movie that just came out, I believe it was a couple years ago. They're not the same thing at all. Zac Efron, former Disney star of High School Musical, and he starred in Neighbors last year, he's going to be in the movie. Zac Efron and Robert De Niro, the main guys. The plot. Jason's grandfather tricks his grandson to drive him in Florida days before his wedding. This is a comedy film. So, De Niro's had some success in comedy. I mean, when he's had success, he's had success. When he's had failures, he's had failures. But it hasn't been, I don't think, because of him. It's been because of the movies that he's been in. With Robert De Niro, a lot of times it's not him that brings down a movie. It's the movie that brings down him and the other cast members. And then the last movie that you can look forward to in his filmography coming out will be the movie called Joy. And actually, this is another collaboration with Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. The plot of it's kind of Jennifer Lawrence is going to be the main character. She's going to star as Joy. This is based on a true story. I believe Joy Mangano. Jennifer Lawrence is going to play that character. I guess she invented the Miracle Mop and is the president of Ingenious Designs LLC. So an interesting film. It actually is coming out on Christmas of this year, December 25th. So look for that movie. And that is pretty much it. That's it for Robert De Niro's filmography. He's been on television as well. He was in an episode of 30 Rock in 2011. He was on Sesame Street. And he actually has performed on SNL. He's hosted 3 times. 2002, 2004, and 2010. He hosted SNL. And he had uncredited appearances in 1992, 1997, 2000, and then 2013. 2013, I actually saw that a year ago, and I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible or anything. It wasn't great either, but yeah, though, that's pretty much the TV appearances for Robert De Niro that are worth mentioning. So anyway, that is it for the Robert De Niro filmography. I mean, the Robert De Niro Part 2. Make no question about it. He is one of the most legendary actors of all time. He's one of the greatest. And I think he'll continue to be that way until the day he dies, basically. So that is it for this video. D-Rock 1992 out.